Welcome to another episode of Saturday Storytime with Kevin and Ty. So you might notice a new look for the building. I moved, and a new look for Ty. He's trying something different today. Really cute. So we decided we're gonna read The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison. One of my good friends actually lent me this book. I don't know much about it, to be honest, but I know it's a very personal read into the experience of a Black person, and probably very relatable to other people of color. Their experiences growing up in a white supremacist and a very systemic racist reality. So I never read this book yet, so I'm just gonna maybe start from the very beginning. Ready? Okay. The Bluest Eye. Okay, let's get a bit closer. Here is the house. It is green and white. It has a red door. It is very pretty. Here's the family. Mother, father, Dick, and Jane live in the green and white house. They are very happy. See, Jane? She has a red dress. She wants to play. Who will play with Jane? See the cat? It goes meow meow. Meow meow. Come and play. Come and play with Jane. The kitten will not play. See, Mother? Mother's very nice. Mother, will you play with Jane? Mother laughs. Laugh, Mother. Laugh. See, Father? He is big and strong. Father, will you play with Jane? Father is smiling. Smile, Father, smile. See the dog? Bow wow, goes the dog. Do you want to play with Jane? See the dog run. Run, dog, run. Look, look. Here comes a friend. The friend will play with Jane. Oh man, Ty's heavy. Can you sit here? The friend will play with Jane. They will play a good game. Play, Jane, play. Was not expecting. So yeah, it's actually a novel. In my head, I thought it was a biography. I'm trying to keep it light, but I can't get my mind out of like a Black Mirror's kind of dystopic perspective. Very Get Out like. If you haven't watched the movie Get Out, directed by Jason Peele, I think he as well. Check it out. If you've seen it, this is the feeling you get when you watch it. Very Black Mirror and dystopic like the way this novel's going. Here's the house. It is green and white. It has a red door. It is very pretty here. It is the family. Mother, father, Dick, and Jane live in the green and white house. They are very happy. See Jane? She has a red dress. She wants to play. Who will play with Jane? See the cat. It goes meow meow. Come. Wow. Come and play. Come play with Jane. The kitten will not play. See Mother? Mother is very nice. Mother will play with Jane. Mother laughs. Laugh, Mother, laugh. See, Father, he is big and strong. Father, will you play with Jane? Father is smiling. Smile, Father, smile. See the dog. Bow wow goes the dog. Do you want to play? Do you want to play with Jane? See the dog. Run, run, dog, run. Look, look, here comes a friend. The friend will play with Jane. They will play a good game. Play, Jane, play. You have to read this book. Okay, I'll just give you... So this is what I just read. So basically, it was the second time it repeated, but without capitalization, without punctuation, without grammar's still there, without like capitals, and without quotation marks. Not quotation marks. Without punctuation marks. Okay, here it goes again. Whew. Okay, I need a sip of water for this. Gosh. All right, Ty. Here's the house. It is green and white. It is a red and white. It has a red door. It is very pretty. Here is the family. Mother, father, Dick, and Jane live in the green and white house. They're very pretty. See, Jane, he has a red dress. She wants to play. How will I play with Jane? See the cat. It goes meow meow. Come. and play. Come play with Jane. The kitten will not play. See, mother. Mother laughs. See, father. He is big and strong. Father, will you play with Jane? Father is smiling. Smile, father, smile. The dog bow wow. Goes the dog. Do you want to play? Do you want to play with Jane? See the dog. Run, run, dog, run. Look, look, here comes our friend. The friend will play with Jane. They will play a good game. Play, Jane, play. Whew. I think for me that was a lot lighter read. It was almost more playful and fun, but twisted. So that was what we just read. And it's without spacing, without quotation marks. I keep saying quotation marks. No, it's not what I meant. And shout out to my two beautiful friends. I don't know if you can see that. This is my beautiful friends, Scott and Allie. They're getting married in the pandemic. That's so romantic. Okay, so here we go. Quiet as it's kept. There were no marigolds in the fall of 1941. We thought at the time that it was because Piccola was having her father's baby that the marigolds did not grow. A little examination and much less melancholy would have proved to us that our seeds were not the only ones that did not sprout. Nobody's did. Not even the gardens fronting the lake showed marigolds that year. But so deeply concerned were we with the health and safe delivery of Piccola's baby, we could think of nothing but our own magic. If we planted the seeds and said the right words over them, they would blossom and everything would be all right. But so deeply concerned were we with the health and safe delivery of Piccola's baby, we could think of nothing but our own magic. If we planted the seeds and said the right words over them, they would blossom and everything would be all right. Wouldn't that be quite all right? It was a long time before my sister and I admitted to ourselves that no green was going to spring from our seeds. Once we knew our guilt was relieved only by fights and mutual accusations about who was to blame. For years I thought my sister was right. It was my fault. I had planted them too far down in the earth. It never occurred to either of us that earth itself might have been unyielding. We had dropped our seeds in our own little plot of black dirt, just as Piccola's father had dropped his seeds in his own plot of black dirt. Our innocence and faith were no more productive than his lust or despair. What is clear now is that of all of that hope, fear, lust, love, and grief, nothing remains but Piccola and the unyielding earth. Coley Breedlove is dead. Coley Breedlove is dead. Our innocence, too. The seeds shriveled and died. Her baby, too. There is nothing more to say except why, but since why is difficult to handle, one must take refuge in how. Holy smokes. There's really nothing more to say except why. But since why is difficult to handle, why? One must take refuge in how, in what, in when. I don't know about you, but there's some heaviness brewing. Okay, this calls for a sip of the coffee. I was not expecting this kind of read. You can't really tell much from the title. But I guess if you looked at Toni Morrison, you know she's seen some shit. And she is looking into your soul right there. I should have known that this is what I was gonna be reading. And thank you for tuning in this episode, because it's different. I feel like Ty and I have been really, we're really coming out of our shell and we're really popping off. Yeah, we're really popping off. And in case you're wondering, Just a quick PSA, sorry, quick PSA. We'll get back to our story really soon. But this here, my friends, is a mask. Oh gosh, we'll make him a smaller one. Is a mask. So just think about wearing a mask. It could be cool. It could have cats on it, and it doesn't really restrict or halt your liberation and willpower, but it does help yourselves and other people, especially the vulnerable, sick and dying, and even the young. It'll just stop the spread of COVID. So please think about a mask. Don't think about it as a restriction, as a, handcuffs. They're not handcuffs, trust me. I'm a doctor. But this is something small you can do for yourself and other people and your family, your loved ones, the community, the city, the province, the state, the country, the globe. So you can DM me if you're interested of this cool cat mask, and I could tell you about it. It's pretty cool. Okay, we'll just do one little quick chapter, and then that is it for today's reading. Autumn. Okay, let's see. I'll pace myself. Oh, autumn's long. Okay, I'll read a bit of autumn. I'll read a couple pages in. Autumn. Nuns go by as quiet as lust, and drunken men and sober eyes sing in the lobby of the Greek hotel. Rosemary Valanucci, our next-door friend who lives above her father's cafe, sits in a 1939 Buick eating bread and butter. Oh, so good. She rolls down the window to tell my sister Frida and me that we can't come in. We stare at her, wanting her bread, but more than that, wanting to poke the arrogance out of her eyes and smash the pride of ownership that curls her chewing mouth. So, if you can recall, this book's called The Bluest Eye. Who knows? When she comes out of the car, we will beat her up, make red marks on her white skin, and she will cry and ask us, do we want her to pull her pants down? We will say no. We don't know what we should feel or do if she does, but whenever she asks us, we know she is offering us something precious, and that our own pride must be asserted by refusing to accept. School has started, and Frida and I get new brown stockings and cod liver oil. PSA, take fish oil, as high quality the better. EPAs, DHAs, so good for your brain, so good for your heart, so good for life. Look into that. DM me as well if you want more info about omega-3s and 6s and DHA and EPA and, what was a good proportion for you to take every day. Grown-ups talk in tired, edgy voices about Zix Coal Company and take us along in the evening to the railroad tracks where we'll fill burlap sacks with the tiny pieces of coal lying about. Later, we walk home, glancing back to see the great carloads of slag being dumped, red, hot, and smoking, into the ravine that skirts the steel mill. The dying fire lights the sky with a dull orange glow. Frida and I lag behind, staring at the patch of color surrounded by black. It is impossible not to feel a shiver when our feet leave the gravel path and sink into the dead grass in the field. Our house is old, cold, and green. At night, a kerosene lamp lights one large room. The others are braced in darkness, peopled by roaches and mice. Adults do not talk to us. They give us directions. They issue orders without providing information. When we trip and fall down, they glance at us. If we cut or bruise ourselves, they ask us, are we crazy? When we catch colds, they shake their heads in disgust at our lack of consideration. Damn. If you're adulting right now, if you're an adult already, if you're an old adult, please don't act and behave and think like these old adults. It's not very pleasant for anyone. We cannot answer them. Our illness is treated with contempt. foul black draught and castor oil that blunts our minds, when on a day after a trip to collect coal, I cough once loudly through bronchial tubes already packed tight with phlegm. My mother frowns. Great Jesus. Get on in that bed. How many times do I have to tell you to wear something on your head? You must be the biggest fool in this town. Freda, get some rags and stuff that window. Freda restuffs the window. I trudge off to bed, full of guilt and self-pity. I lie down in my underwear. The metal in my black garters hurts my legs, but I do not take them off, for it is too cold to lie stockingless. It takes a long time for my body to hear its place in the bed. Once I have generated a silhouette of warmth, I dare not move, for there is a cold place, 1/2 inch in any direction. No one speaks to me or asks how I feel. In an hour or two, my mother comes. Her hands are large and rough, and when she rubs the Vicks salve on my chest, I am rigid with pain. She takes 2 fingers, full of it at a time, and massages my chest until I am faint. Just when I think I will tip over into a scream, she scoops out a little of the salve on her forefinger and puts it in my mouth, telling me to swallow. A hot flannel is wrapped about my neck and chest. I am covered up with heavy quilts and ordered to sweat, which I do promptly. So Ty suggested we're just gonna call it an episode there. Whew. What a way to start Saturday. So that is readings from The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison. Thank you to my friend Shruti for lending this to me. Wow. And if you enjoyed this episode, actually leave me a comment and say you liked this read and you want to hear more. And tell you what, like, you know, for instance, if I get maybe like, I don't know, say like 20 people that say, I want to hear more. The next episode, next Saturday, yeah, let's say if I get 20 people that say that, telling me that they want to read more, next Saturday, I will just read off from where we left off on page 11. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts for listening. Stay safe, stay happy, stay true to yourself, and I'll see you next time on Saturday Storytime. Bye-bye.